Hi, good morning, everyone. Okay, in conjunction with National Training Week, Oxford Thames Academy proudly presents Human Rights in the Workplace. All right, I'm Kaladevi Subramaniam. All right, you should know your rights. Work with peace, dignity starts here. That is our motto. All right, why all the workers and also the bosses should know about the rights at workplace? Okay, by knowing your rights for the workers, it empowers you to demand respect, ensuring a workplace where peace and dignity prevail. Knowledge is power. Secure your rights. Work in peace. Always remember, ignorance leaves you vulnerable. Right? Okay. I'm Kaladevi Subramaniam. So some of you know me. Okay. Malaysia's workplace human rights. This presentation explores Malaysia's legal framework protecting human rights in the workplace. It covers statutes and international commitments. Okay, about 60 million workers, including 2.1 million foreign workers, are protected. We will discuss key laws ensuring dignity, equality, safety, and fair treatment for all. Okay. What is workplaces human right actually? Alright? Human rights in the workplace are the fundamental rights and freedom that ensure every employee is treated with dignity, equality, and respect. These rights are not just ethical ideas. They are enriched in Malaysia laws like the Employment Act 1955 and Industrial Relations Act 1967, and they align with global standards like the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and International Labour Organization ILO conventions. Why does this matter? Okay, a workplace that respects human rights boosts morale, reduces conflicts, and ensure legal compliance, benefiting both the workers and also the bosses. Alright, today we will cover employee responsibility, real world cases, and result development. Okay, now I would like to use these two terms. Yeah, first is employers, means bosses, employees, workers. First of all, we need to understand the legal framework. Okay. Number one, Federal Constitution of Malaysia 1957. In Article 5, it states about the right to life and liberty. Includes safe working conditions. Right. Article 6 prohibits any slavery and forced labor. Article 8 equality and non-discrimination, race, gender and religion. Article 10 freedom of speech, assembly and association. Article 153 permits special privileges for Bhumipur Trust like prayers time, place for them to perform prayers like surau. Okay, Employment Act 1955, it covers the employees' welfare and rights and also protection against unfair treatment or unfair dismissal. Number three, Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994, OSHA. Alright? This is to ensure that all the workers have a very safe working environment. Okay, number four is Industrial Relation Act 1967. This is more to dispute resolutions under labor code. Okay, number five, Anti-Trafficking in Persons and Anti-Smuggling Migrants Act 2007, ATIP-SOM. Okay, this is to combat forced labor and human trafficking. Alright, human trafficking means that it's not that you go to your country and took them illegally, no. But if they are working in your company and you are holding their passports and you are not giving their wages or whatsoever, it is called human trafficking. Right. Next is ratified 10 ILO conventions. Okay, this is aligned with Universal Declaration of Human Rights, as Malaysia deal with a lot of uh, workers from many countries. So this ILO convention very important because it states regarding the laws for the migrant workers. Okay, understanding workplace human rights. First, we have the right to fair wages and benefits. Okay, this comes under Employment Act 1955, where employees covered by the act, but those who are earning 2,000 or less. All right. So minimum wage as for 2022 is 1,500. Okay, overtime pay. If employees are required to work after their working hours, for example, 9 to 5, and you want them to work from 5 to 8, you have to pay them 1.5 times every hour they are working there. And normal working hours in the company should not exceed more than 45 hours. Okay, before this was 48, but already revised to 45. 8 hours per day. At least one rest day per week and 11 gazetted public holidays. Okay, and if the workers are requested or required to work during their rest days or public holidays, you have to pay premium pay, maybe triple or double, depends on how you discuss with your workers. Okay, second thing, rights for fair social benefits. All the employees make sure that your workers have this SOCSO and also EPF. Okay, for government servants, we are not bound to SOCSO and EPF. We have pension scheme, but EPF is optional. If you want to go into EPF, you are allowed, but you have to sign a form. All right. So this SOCSO Act is mandates contributions for workplace injury and disability benefits. If any injuries happen and they are not able to work anymore, so this also will cover them, right? And EPF Act, employees should contribute 11%, and the employees between 7 to 11%, depends on their pay. Right. Number three, right to non-discrimination and equality. Okay, the Federal Constitution of Malaysia, Article 8, guarantees equality and prohibits any discrimination based on gender, race, religion, or disability. Okay, when you interview your workers, alright, when you are satisfied, you issue them appointment letter, right? So once the letter is given to them, it means that you already accept them as they are. After that, if other things arises and you are not happy, you can't simply terminate them. They are bound to the contract signed by you and the company, and you are bound by the law. Alright, next, equal opportunity. Employers must ensure hiring, promotion, and benefits are free from bias. Okay? It's not that you like them or they are female, they are male workers, and you give them certain privileges. No, it's wrong. Alright? For example, women must receive equal pay for equal work. You can't reprimand them for taking maternity leave, okay, for taking sick leave. All right. Okay, next, protection against harassment. The Code of Practice on the Prevention and Eradication of Sexual Harassment in the Workplace 1999 requires employers to establish policies to address sexual harassment. Okay, this includes like reporting mechanisms and investigations. Alright, if any female worker complain about the harassment, make sure you address that professionally and all is documented, because our government and law is very, very serious about sexual harassment. All right. Okay, if you do not want your workers to sue you or to take any legal action, make sure you have this mechanism and investigations properly conducted and professionally conducted. All right. Okay, there was a case study in industrial court case where a female worker complained about the sexual harassment to the company and the boss. All right. After that, no action was taken. Finally, this lady filed a case and she won 50,000. All right. And the company has to pay, not the person who harassed her. The supervisor has been harassing her, but the company has to pay. You know why? Because the company failed to investigate the case reported to her. They don't have proper documentation, so the employee won. All right, number 4, right to safe and health working conditions. All right, okay, the Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994, OSHA, mandates employers to provide safe workplace. Okay, and this comes under DOSH, Department of Safety and Health. Okay, key employee rights include access to safety training and equipment. Alright, bosses should conduct safety training for the workers and also the supervisors or managers or whoever dealing with the safety. It's a mandatory, okay? Starting from last year June, if the company failed to conduct training, then you are liable to pay 50,000 fine. So please take it very, very seriously, all the employees outside there. All right. Okay, access to safety training and equipment. All right, make sure you provide the safety equipment for them. Okay, for example, the construction company, you need to be very careful with the safety. Okay, next, the right to refuse unsafe work without retaliation. Alright, if employees, you think your company not providing a safe environment, you can refuse that unsafe work. Alright, next, reporting hazards to the Department of Occupational Safe and Health, DOSH. Yeah. Alright, DOSH reported that 3,491 workplace accidents, okay, in 2022, just 3 years ago. Alright, so bosses, please make sure that is live. Workers, of course, very important for you, okay, for the profit and everything, but make sure you take care of their welfare. If no means you are answerable not only to the family, but you have to face the consequences of the lawsuits towards you, which may damage your reputation. Okay, and number 5, rights to freedom of association. Okay, the Industrial Relations Act 1967 protects employees' rights to form or join trade unions. All right, all the employees, you can join any formal union. For example, teachers, you can join your KPPK. Bank employees, you can join NUBE. Plantations, you can join your own. Alright? And on top of it, if you want to have union in your company, alright? You may do so. You can appoint a leader who can speak up for you. The company cannot say no. Okay, next. Engage in collective bargaining where you are not happy with everything that happens to you. You can talk to your leader, union leader, where they will compromise with the officers or your bosses. All right. One more thing. Employers cannot dismiss or penalize employees for union activities. For example, they holding an important post in the formal union. You have to allow them. They have to attend the activities. You have to allow them. Right? Okay. Next, what are the key issues at workplace that most of the workers face? First, discrimination. It happens everywhere. Okay, you know why? Because the workers or the employees, you don't understand the rights. And employers, you don't understand or you don't follow the laws. You don't adhere to the government rules. Alright, you have to pay a very high fines. Please bear that in your mind. Okay. Regarding the discrimination, I would like to highlight a case about Nur Fadila Ahmad Saikin versus KPM, Kementerian Pendidikan in 2011. It's a very interesting case. Okay, it involves a relief teacher, guru ganti, guru sadaran tidak terlatih, where this teacher was given an appointment letter after an interview by the PPD officer, Pejabat Pendidikan Daerah officer, and to replace a teacher who has gone for maternity leave too. But later on, when she reported on duty, they found out that she was pregnant. So immediately the PPD retracted her appointment letter. But then she's not happy. She filed a case because she knows her right. If it was someone who don't understand the law, they would say, "Oh yeah, I'm pregnant. I should not be given a chance." Actually, no. Once you already appointed, they cannot retrench you or reprimand you or terminate your service without a valid reason. Okay, here the valid reason: you are not pregnant. It is not accounted here because the officer did not ask whether you are pregnant or not during the um, appointment or during the interviews. So it was one mistake. If only the PPD officer asked, "Are you pregnant? What is your health condition now?" she would definitely declare her condition. And that time the officer can decide, "Okay, I'm sorry, we don't appoint pregnant teachers for as a relief teachers." Then you are safe. But you already appointed her without asking her health condition, already given her the appointment letter, and later you want to retract. It's not allowed. Okay, so finally, the government has to pay 50,000 for her. Right. Next, we go to wages and working hours. Okay, non-payment of overtime below minimum wage for 1,500. Normally, the salary is not enough. They depend on overtime a lot. So the bosses, please be very, very transparent with their overtime payment. Yeah. Okay. Labor department actually find a retail chain of 100,000 in 20,000 because they underpay overtime of 50 employers, which they didn't follow what is written in their contracts. You see, and these employees are very smart. They know their rights. They file a complaint, and finally, this retail chain have to pay them. Right. Next is workplace safety. Okay, hazardous conditions or lack of safety training. Okay, you can sue them. Dodge reported about 3,491 workplace accidents in 2020. All right, and OSHA fined up to 50,000 if the bosses were found out that they are not following the rules and regulations of the safety properly. Okay, so employees, you can report to DOSH or your unions. Freedom of association. Okay, there should not be any restrictions on union formation in your company. All right. Okay. There is one case: employees union versus NASA Automotive in 2019, where NASA retrenched many workers without consulting the employee union. Okay, so the employee union leader said, I am representing them. You should come and discuss with me so we can have a proper plan for them after retrenchment because they have been working there for more than 20 years. They depend on this company for a long time. So if you retrench them, you should have an emergency plan or else discuss with us. We can find some solution for that. So failure, this NASA automotive lost their cases. All right. Next, migrant worker rights. Okay, issues forced labor or passport retention and poor living conditions. Okay, employers, I would say I wanted to warn you that retracting the holding the passport of the foreign workers is a big offense. Don't ever do that. The passport is their international document to stay in Malaysia, not to work for you. Okay, you are the bosses, but during the working period only. But after that, they have their own life, so they need their passport. Okay, let's say you hold their passport, when they go out, they got caught for some reason, then you will be fined. You have to pay a very hefty fine. Okay, next, make sure you uh, prepare a good living conditions for them. Okay, you can rent apartments, make sure they have all the basic things for them. All right, Amnesty International reported 400,000 migrant workers that face exploitation. Yeah, not long, just 2023. Okay, so these companies were all fined and some the cases are still ongoing. Okay, so legal recourse refer to Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act 2007. Okay, next, employer action. Make sure you recruit them ethically. Comply with ILO standards. If any cases happen regarding the migrant workers, then international LO will, ILO, okay? International bodies will involve in this and you will have a very, very big problem. Okay, I would like to share my story with the company, where I was dealing the paperwork for that company. Okay, what happened was this Nepal workers were taken to work in a company in Klang. Alright, after that, what happened? These workers were requested to pay 5,000 only and the company will deduct from their pay. Fair enough. All is documented and written. But the agent that was appointed by this company have charged them almost 10,000 in Nepal itself. So when they came here to work, normally we will have like customers, okay, to come and interview them. Customers means who buy the products, okay? Because this is a multinational company, so their customers are from overseas British uh, and America and so on. So when the customers came, these workers complained that they were overcharged. So they had an investigation and they found out that uh, there have been extra collection in that. Okay, so the company and the the customer directed the company to pay. It cost about 2 million. All right, they had to pay. Although the agent cheated, but the company was responsible because they didn't follow up the case properly. All right, so the bosses please avoid this kind of things. All yeah. So when your workers arrive, make sure you have meetings with them. Okay, you better get a translator. Okay, so better make them sit in a meeting room. You record everything and ask how much was taken from them. Okay, and if they said it's more than 5,000 or 6,000, which is not agreed earlier, so please conduct a thorough investigation. If not, if the complaints go to the customer, then it will be very, very difficult. Alright, what is employer's responsibilities and obligations? Okay, first, compliance with labor laws. Employers must adhere to the Employment Act 1955. Alright, for example, timely payment. The wages must be paid 7 days of the wage period. Okay. Next, leave entitlement, minimum 8 to 16 days of annual leave based on their years of service. Okay, 14 days of sick leave. But in some cases, if they are not healthy, then you have to accept the extra leave, but condition that these employees get letter from the clinic and full record about their sickness. And they have any health issues, can they continue work in your company? If you think that they are not fit to work in your company, then you can take action. But make sure you called her, you call the doctor, you please document everything. After that, you get the employees agreement whether she wants to work. You explain the condition to her and what your company going to face the consequences if they still appoint you. Okay? You have to come to an agreement. If she accepted it, then please document it so you can use it in future if she file any suits against you. All right. For ladies and maternity leave is 98 days. And next will be termination procedures. Okay, you have to give at least 4 to 8 weeks. All right, the termination letter. And before that, you need to call them and give your reasons why you are terminating them. Then later on, you have to send them for counseling, get the counseling reports. If they are not happy, the employee is not happy with your decision, okay? Either they can discuss with you. If you don't come to any resolutions, then they may go to the labor court to lodge a complaint. So you have to deal with it. Okay, next, you have to create an inclusive workplace, and it comes under anti-discrimination policies, yeah? Develop clear policies on equal opportunity, okay? Covering recruitment, promotions, training, and also retrenchment. Okay, now another thing is harassment prevention. Okay, establish grievance mechanism, which means your company should have a section to handle all the complaints regarding the sexual harassment. Okay, if any female complain to you about sexual harassment, make sure you investigate it thoroughly. All right. Okay, then resources recommends a three-step process. First, complaint filing, investigation, and resolution. What action has been taken, whether the female worker is happy or not, or get a written consent that I'm happy with the investigation that took place. I accepted their decisions. All right, and I wouldn't further this case to any unions or courts. All right, you have to get it written. Okay, next, promoting workplace safety. Yeah? Under OSHA 1994, 1994, you have to conduct regular risk assessments. Okay, and provide safety training and personal protective equipment. Very, very important. If let's say your workers involved in an accident and there is no any proper training and there is no equipment given to them, then you will be in a very, very hot soup. Okay, you have to pay a very hefty fine. Okay, normally government or the law, they don't compromise with labor accidents, yeah, because it's people's life. You are not only answerable to the family but also the government and the law governing that. All right. And next, comply with health guidance such as SOPs for infection diseases, right? COVID-19 protocols. You still, although it already come to end, not very sure, but you have to comply with this. If there is any infectious disease is found in your company, take actions very fast. Okay. Right, in 2023, DOS reported 60,000 of workplace accidents happened because there's no any prevention, right? And no equipment given to them. Next, you respecting employee representation. Employers must engage constructively with unions. Okay, don't look at them as your enemy. Look at them as partners who is helping you to resolve issues that arise in your company, because if they don't deal with you, your workers will go directly to the courts or other union outside. Then it will be you will have a lot of problems there. You better compromise with the union leaders. All right. Okay. This is to avoid unfair labor practices such as dismissing employees for union activities. Okay, as we said earlier, under IRA Act 1967, your workers can involve actively in any unions. Okay, all right. Guidance for employers and employees. Okay, employers. Your legal duties, compliance with Employment Act, OSHA, and anti-discrimination laws. If you follow this, then you are safe. Next, your best practices. Be transparent with your contracts. You follow exactly what is written. If you need to do changes, do a new contract. You sign it. The employee sign it and you get it stamped. Keep one for your own reference and give one to the worker. So when problems arise, ask them to bring their records and you can explain to them. You are safer. Okay, next, diversity policies, grievance mechanisms, as I discussed earlier. Okay, make sure you have a unit to handle the complaints. If not, they will go outside. It will tarnish your reputation. Next, risk of non-compliance, minimum 10,000 for wage violations. Might as well, rather than paying the court, you better pay your workers, right? They will feel happy and they will work more for you. Okay. Other than that, you will face lawsuits and it will damage your reputation. Okay, when you wanted to renew your license and so on, your name is already damaged there. All right, be careful with it. Employees, make sure you know your rights under the Employment Act and Constitution, and you may request, okay, your boss to have trainings, okay, like our training here. Okay, you can request them. Actually, you are not only working for your bosses, all right? You need to be given a lot of trainings so that you not only develop your knowledge about the company, even your own well-being also is very important. For example, your mental health. You need a lot of courses and trainings. Actually, you all are allowed to go for training free, okay, under HRDF Corp claimable trainings. Discuss with your bosses. You know why this all happened? Because you do not know your rights. All right. Okay. Call us, contact us. We are willing to come to any company and help all the bosses and the workers to have a very safe and happy working place. Right. So, employees, you can contact legal bodies like MOHR and SOHACAM, and also you join any other unions. All right. Okay. Why is the human rights knowledge very important for employers? For ethical leadership. Alright, we understand that you have invested millions and so much money for your company. Okay, make sure, right, you not only take care of the employees and your company and the profit, but make sure you lead the company and the employees with ethical leadership. All right. Next, legal compliance. Follow all the acts. Okay. You may send your supervisors or your managers for the legal compliance courses. Very, very important. You see now under this digital world, every workers are very smart. Okay. So next, reputation management. You must have a good reputation. Okay. When people say about your company, oh, this is very good company. They comply with all the laws, no issues at all. You should have that kind of reputation, and employee trust is very important. If you okay lead your company or your firm with a very ethic way, they will trust you. Okay, if any issues happen, trust me, they won't go and look for the solution outside. They will come to you and discuss with you. Next, for employees, all right, workplace is a second home for you, and workplace is very, very important for you, for your livelihood. They are the one paying for you. So work with dignity, work with loyalty. Alright? If any problem happen, don't simply go and sue them. Discuss with them first. Don't simply damage their reputation, because it will damage your reputation too. Okay. So anyway, you should know all the human rights laws and what you need to do and what the company need to do for you. You need to know everything, all the statutes, all the acts, all the laws, all the bodies that can help you. All right? Why? So that you can have a dignified working environment. You also can demand for safe workplace environment. Okay? For example, let's say they ask you to go in a company car, okay, to travel to some places. Make sure the driver is reliable, he has a license, and the car is in a very good condition. You have the right to question them. Alright? And you have to stay in a hotel provided by the company. Make sure it is up to your standard. Alright? Okay. Next is fair treatment. You need to be given fair treatment. Either you're woman or man, you're pregnant, you're sick or whatever, you need to be given fair treatment based on your appointment letter and also based on the company policies. But if there are any issues arise that is not stated in the company policies, that is against company policies, then you have to adhere to what is written in the company policies. You can't question that, okay? But if there's any unfair treatment, then you can question them. Alright, next is fair wages. Make sure you got yearly increment, you got promotion. If you're not happy and you think that you didn't get what you deserve, you can always go and talk to your boss. Alright, and make sure you always update your resume, your CV every year. And please attend as many courses as possible. Okay, increase your knowledge. And this is all accounted for your promotions. Okay, next, key resources where you can refer when you have problem. Same to the employers and also employees. Suhaka, normally it deals with human rights reports, right? Okay, like unfair treatment, retrenchment, Okay, then termination. All right. MOHR is Ministry of Human Resources about labor law guidance. MTUC, it is more to unions. Okay, then lawyers for liability. Let's say you want to sue your company, then this is where you can look for. Then ILO Malaysia is regarding the foreign workers. And labor office, if you want to sue, you can go to the industrial court through labor office. All right. So thank you so much for being with me, and I would like to thank Oxford Thames Academy for giving this opportunity, and thank you so much for the National Week training. Because it has given a lot of enlightenment to the people outside there. Okay, so this Oxford Thames company is registered with HRDP Corp, and they are conducting courses that are claimable. All right. Okay, they have trained about 20,000 employees as a professional training provider, and more than 300 companies, and they also offer more than 50 training programs. Okay, so we can actually align to what is needed in your company. All right, nowadays in the company, you really need to have this kind of human rights courses. You need to have boundaries. You need to know the boundaries between workplace and your personal life regarding the mental health, regarding how to handle crisis in your company. All right, there are so many courses available, so you please contact us. Thank you so much.